I am a very sentimental and emotional man. My name is Marco. I'm a former professional opera singer, and I love talking about video game music from an emotional perspective after a decade on the stage. I love to cry. No, I don't love to cry. But ever since my dad died 4 years ago, I have noticed myself being a lot more emotional. Today, I'm going to attempt a try not to cry challenge because I cry fairly easily. Let's see if we can torture myself with this one. First up is Lágrimas de Cal from Arco.
Lágrimas de cal me escuecen en la piel, nublan la vista y aún así soy capaz de ver que nada sería igual que ayer. ¿Qué voy a hacer ahora que no estás aquí? Memorias del pasado vuelven pa' morir. El viento susurra tu latir. Nunca debí dudar de ti. Yo te llevaré a un descanso en el mar. Me guía tu voz por dentro, que me hace tirar del hilo de aquellos que no están. ¿Qué voy a hacer ahora que no estás aquí? Memorias del pasado vuelven pa' morir. El viento susurra tu latir. Nunca debí dudar de ti.
Es mucha bonita esa canción. Yo sabe que me gusta mucho hablar español y escuchar la música española porque there's something so passionate about Spanish music. Guitar, very simple vocals that is just a delight. There's an innocence in this song, a semblance of like a reflection on what has happened and what's to come, and the feeling of knowing that you have to move forward and not really wanting to. I think that the end there with the humming is especially delicate and just really, really beautiful, and how it allows us to feel like, man, we're really saying farewell to this thing, right? You know, you get the beautiful arpeggiations in the guitars, ba-dee-da-dee, ba-dee-da-dee, ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee. As we kind of just, you know, it's taking that deep sigh and that deep breath after, you know, she's trying to pick up the pieces. Gorgeous little song. Didn't make me cry, but it was very entrancing and very emotional, I felt. It was very, very tender. Next up is Lullaby from Arknights. She don't find this particularly sad. I mean, the whispering is very evocative. It feels like a child having to wake up and no longer having innocence. There's a sound in that of absolute, just like, I think, a loss of self and a loss of innocence. It doesn't bring me to tears or anything. Maybe the context would, but if we're purely listening from a musical perspective, I do believe that music can make us deeply emotional. But the piece ends up feeling much more of a sense of longing for something rather than like making us feel like we're on our knees and the world is snuffing us out. It's certainly sad and melancholic, but I don't think it's a tearjerker by any stretch of the imagination. It's a nice piece that I think really sets a really somber mood, but I don't think it would break us per se. Not as it is. Maybe in context. Let's check out Eleanor's Lullaby from Bioshock 2. That was a close one. It's a song of love. It's a song of love between two people that deeply care about each other. It's a song of looking at someone as the sun rises or as the sun sets, and you know that this is your last moment with them, and you look at them and you say, it was good, wasn't it? We had a good time. It's deep care in that sound, isn't it? With the upper violin, and then you get nice support from the cello. I was recently married, and it made me think of my wife. Love is such a beautiful thing, you know, when we're able to receive it in a time in our lives where love is available to us. It's hopefully all the time, but when we're available and are able to receive it, it's one of the most incredible things. Love is being seen is super important. I feel like a lot of people are not seen in today's society, which is what causes so much anger and resentment at times. Not being seen, not able to be vulnerable, having our guard up. Vulnerability is something we have within us, but we also often have to bury it and put it away, which is sad. Stunning piece. Just so simple, so short. Just the twinkles of the twilight, or the grass on the ground with the dew, or the love of a daughter or a son, a baby and a child, or the love of a husband and a wife. Really beautiful. I was very close there. Prisoners of Fate from Chrono Cross. And there's the loop, and it's a mournful, sorrowful song. You know, really the emotion that comes across to me, or like the saying or the feeling in that is, that shouldn't have happened. This should not have happened. There's a sound in it of anxiety rather than sadness directly. Now it is sad, but I think overall what you really hear when you pick up on that piece is like, this should not have happened. This should not have occurred. I can't believe this happened. Disbelief in that sound, a feeling of like mournful, like it's a tragedy. What do you mean? You know, like that's the sound that comes across. Now those events may be inherently sad, but they don't feel like they're tear jerkers in the point that like it's going to move you to break down and cry. Now our characters may be breaking down and crying or shouting at the sky, how could you do this, you know? But I don't feel necessarily that I was pulled away and brought to a breaking point emotionally where I felt that I needed to actually cry. There's an inherent sadness in that, a losing of oneself, a disbelief. And it's a beautiful, beautiful song. Slow, plotty, very mournful. The spaces in between things is really evocative. Da-dee, da-dee, da-dee. Right, very effective, but not a tearjerker, I would say. Our drafts collide from Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Now, I did cry a lot in this game. Can the music make me cry as well?
Old friend, you've traveled miles, spinning in circles, your blind eyes under the eye, stripping out colors. But it's time to say goodbye until next life. You learn that all is not in vain, and mortal remain. But it's time to say goodbye until next life. Our draft collides in this endless night. Two souls then fight in a desperate fight. Our draft collide.
Notre voyage s'arrête, nos chemins divergent. Alors que l'un s'éteint, écoute le chant lointain. Laisse derrière nous ce cœur immortel. Dans ce monde peint, l'amour est artificiel. Dans ces mondes reculés, nos histoires se rejoignent, dérivant vers des toiles incertaines. Dans nos cœurs, un lien éternel brille. Nos dessins se confrontent. Pour nos âmes enlacées, pour nos cœurs déchirés.
Our draft collide in this endless light.
Wait, you know, it's really hard to cry at this one. I'm actually find myself immediately going to analysis mode with this one. First of all, you know, they're saying our drafts collide. Like it's such a powerful piece in relation to the overall story of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I get sad for characters. I may be shocked for characters if something happens. I rarely cry for them. I am more likely to cry from my own lived experiences being portrayed or being acted through in a video game or movie or like, you know, some sort of a story. Rarely do I cry for characters. More often it's like, oh, this reminds me of my childhood or my life. There's a couple scenes in Expedition 33 where I actually find that I cry because they related to me so much, not because of what the characters are going through, which is sad, but it doesn't catch me in the same way. So it's interesting, you know. there's a couple things like this. Outer Wilds, well, I'm going to pop it on just because every time I listen to 14.3 billion years, I get very emotional. It reminds me of my father. When I played that, people were like, oh, the final scene, the final scene. I got to the final experience. I didn't cry at all. You know why? Because my lived context was more impactful than the context of that particular game's musical experience with 14.3 billion years, which I think is perfectly valid. And if you cry to characters and get invested in those characters and feel emotion towards them, by all means, that's amazing. I mean, and I get shocked by characters all the time. I just recently watched The Witch from Mercury. Soletta's entire journey throughout that entire show, tears. That being said, a show like Violet Evergarden, another anime, I cried ugly tears, not because of the characters that were on the screen, but because of how deeply it related to my life in my relationship with my parents. So when it comes to Clair Obscur Expedition 33, honestly, when I listen to this, the thing that sticks out to me is the wonderful harmony, the guitar, the spoken text. Bold move to make spoken text. And of course, it's all like French, so it's absolutely magnifique, you know what I mean? Le toilette de village, you know, le toilette de village, you know, whatever. Like, though I know that I just said the toilet of the village, bear with me. Those are things that I hear, and then my musician brain goes, oh wow, that's a really tight harmony. That's incredible. Is that both of those Alice? Is that Lorient speaking? What's going on? Who's playing? You know, so like, for whatever reason, even though in context, this moment, which I believe occurs near the end, was very evocative, it doesn't grab me as much as some other tracks that are simpler. So this, to its benefit, is very complex. It's deeply layered. It's very, very layered. I find tracks that make me really emotional are tracks that are tighter, smaller, shorter, and much more intimate. Whereas this feels very expansive. It's very musician coded. And that's a compliment. Like it's written really well. This one doesn't really do it for me. I gotta be honest. COD Modern Warfare 2. This is sad. Okay, all right. Can I cry from this? I don't think so. But all right. It's interesting, because fundamentally, I think what's sad about that is the fact that it's clearly like your back is against the wall and this is the final moment. There's no turning back on this. This must be the invasion of DC or something, the invasion of United States or something. I can't remember. It's really kind of more of like shock and like, what do you mean? What? Collapsing to the ground. I can't believe this has happened. There's a sadness in that, of course. It's also interesting because the rhythm keeps it in the militaristic style. But then what's interesting is that we basically just get a repetition for 3 minutes. And it's not to say that it's not moving, because it is. But a lot of it is just like kind of repetitive in the sense that like it doesn't stop. The strings and then you also get that with the horns a bit there near the middle end. So I think overall, sad piece, yes. Evocative piece. Crying piece? I don't think so. There's too much momentum in it. It also is just, I think it could have elaborated a little bit more and expanded, and I think that then it would have been a little bit more of a tearjerker, but it's certainly highlighting a bad situation. And it's interesting because it's a bad situation, not necessarily a sad situation. It's really like that Hollywood movie thing where you're like, no, oh my God, what? No, the kid is taken, or, whatever. Like there's a sound in that of oh no, what do we do? You know what I mean? Like rather than like, or we've lost everything. Oh God, now what? Rather than like, oh my God, this is the saddest thing ever. Maybe it is sad for you. And if you cried at that, then that's cool. But I personally, that's not a song that I would cry to. The rhythm's too fast. I like things to really be languid and really like sit within an emotion. Let's check out Code Vein, Memory of the Lost. You know, it's a gorgeous song, isn't it? It's gorgeous. Now, it repeats quite a bit. It could probably be, it was 5 minutes. Like that could be a little bit shorter and tighter there. It's so earnest in its musical presentation. It's very simple. You know, it just repeats that kind of phrase. Da dee da ya dee da 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 ya. But so what happened was when the soprano came in, I actually got pulled out of it because I was thinking to myself like, oh my God, this is really high. Why would they do this? Repeat these phrases over. It's just constant. It's beautiful. And the violin especially like deeply emotional. You know, it's really like innocence. It's love. It's love. It's what it is. It's this bond that we share with somebody else, you know, saying farewell, the sound of goodbye, right? And it's like so effective. But then the soprano came in and I was like, well, okay, well, so and then it changed. And then it changed. We were almost there. We were almost there. Now, 2 tracks that I have cried at before are Flow from Final Fantasy XIV. Actually, personal story. In the months after my dad's death, I sang it a lot because the lyrics really are astounding and deeply personal and relatable. And let's see. I'm in a mood today, I guess.
Welcome and well met, my brave little spark. How long you've wandered, burned bright as a star. Oh, I have awaited you patiently all this time. Past every fate, now sing with me once more. Share of your life, far greater than memory. It's loss and love words cannot hold. Boundless the tale overflows and carries your Lord to sea. Remember the rain, near and far beloved, each drop a blessing from heavens above. And how as time flowed on those waters became one, streams, rivers, and lakes reaching for the horizon and far beyond. They carry onward, however changed with each brief reflection, by setting sun, by storms wake, till welcomed home to gentle sea. Sinking deeper and deeper in calm embrace, loving tides sweep in and bear you down. Should you meet a soul rising surface space, with your unbeating heart wish them well. Deep, dark, far away, I have heard your voice, waiting
Oh, bro, I was close there. Oh my God, I got my eyes welled up there. I mean, you heard it. It's just gorgeous. Like it's a beautiful song. To me, it really is like a person that's in heaven singing about you and looking after you and taking care of you. I relate it so deeply to my father. The sound is bright, playful, but also heavy and melancholic and sad. It's a mixture. It's a warm embrace. It's the embrace of a mother to her children. It's an embrace to a father to his children. It's a parental love. It's deeply beautiful. This is a Soken, one of my favorite Soken songs, and I think because it's so honest. There's not a lot of stuff. It's just piano vocals with some strings and then a choir at the right moment. What could be better? I mean, like it's evocative, isn't it? It's like deeply contemplative. It's deeply emotional. It's deeply like real. It's not pretend. It's not pretense. It's not this, that, and the other. It's not manipulative. It's not trying to get you to feel something. It just makes you feel things because of the way it's written. It's so tender. And it reminds me deeply of my father, whom I love and miss profoundly. The other one I want to listen to is 14.3 billion years. This is what I referenced earlier. It doesn't hit in context for me, but it usually kills me in context. Why am I doing? I regret doing this. Again. Love, love how we still love it. Still love that song. I love how we strip away the folk and move into the grandiosity of the strings and the sort of the awakening of heaven and the awakening of the universe and so on and so forth. Like, it's just such a gorgeous piece of a rising, you know, because it isn't just about an ending. It's also about a beginning, right? No spoilers. That's really present in that sound. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, it's still, I just think it's so, again, much like the Soken piece, it's just raw. It's just raw. There's not a lot of like stuff on it, you know, it's simple. That's what it should be. It's a visceral little piece that's also mind-numbingly beautiful and delicate and gentle. You want to hold it in your hand like a little baby bird, you know, like it's such a great piece at showcasing how profound music can be and guided through emotion. And it really delivers on all fronts, personally. I think it's one of my favorite video game songs, and it's just so touching. You just feel that sound of embracing a loved one. You know, there's something intangible about music that's so beautiful. Because how do you create grief through music, through sound? And music is that vessel for it, you know? Music helps us navigate our grief and navigate sadness and navigate breakups and navigate, you know, unrequited love or rejection or what have you. Like, if we're a sponge, music is water, fills those holes in the sponge. And it's deeply profound. I mean, hopefully you cried during this episode. I didn't, which means that I'm a cold-hearted, I'm numb. It just means that I've healed. I've done a lot of healing over the last 4 years of my own sadness and my own loss. Now, if you really want to see me absolutely bawl, sign up for patreon.com and go to my episode of Violet Evergarden, where episode 10. I was sick after that. I literally had to take the rest of the day off. Like, terrible. Also, feel free to join the Discord if you want to come and chat with really cool people. Join the Meatball Kingdom. It's just a monumental stuff. I mean, there's so many good video game songs that make us deeply emotional. And I'd love to know what you thought about this. Let me know what songs you think are brutal and make people cry in the comments below. See you later.